The city is promoting bicycles as a vehicle for healthy living. To tell us about the iBike campaign are a project director with the Boston Public Health Commission, Mary Bovenzi, and the Healthy Community Champions Coordinator for the Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition, Vivian Ortiz. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I want to start with Mary. One time, there were other things that were driving us to get out and bike, but why is the Boston Public Health Commission doing this now?
Yeah, so we are doing a campaign as part of some active transportation promotion work we are doing to really lift up the face of bicycling as a transportation activity. It doesn't just have to be a recreation activity. It can be, and it is, and it's wonderful for that, but we want people to know that there are bicyclists out there who are riding to get around, and we want everybody to be aware of that and the faces of the bicyclists.
Right. Vivian, you moved to Boston from Texas, and one of your adaptations was to ditch the car. I mean, Why did you do that?
Well, actually, it was Boston, New York, and then I moved to Boston. And so folks were like, "You're going to have to get a car," and I said, "No, I'm going to try to see if I can do it without." Driving in Boston for me is extremely stressful, so I usually just use public transportation, but then recently converted to being a...
Now, this is supposed to be a norm if you're lucky enough to live in some high-rise down by the waterfront and you're a 10-minute walk from the State House or something, but maybe you're not that close to that part of town, right?
No, I'm not. I'm in Mattapan. I'm way far away from that.
So what, you're biking on Blue Hill Avenue and all that traffic?
Yeah. I started biking with groups of people, okay? I just didn't get on the bike one day and decide, let me just go out for it. We don't have, some areas are not as bike-friendly in our neighborhoods. So basically the way I got over the fear of Blue Hill Ave was after riding on community rides with other people that were more experienced and showed us, this is what you need to do. There is a bike lane, but still there's a car close to you, and then the cars that are parked and people that may be parked in bike lanes, all of those situations that take place. So I got over the fear of Blue Hill Ave by riding on Blue Hill Ave at night when it's much less crazy. So once I realized I could make it up the hills, honestly, that was my biggest fear. I was like, I don't know if I have a 3-speed. It was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Once after that, I was like, okay, I can stay in the bike lane and I'll be fine. And so now, we're just trying to make sure that people understand we belong out here. There's a bike lane. We belong in this bike lane. As long as we're on the sidewalk and not actually on the street, then the cars are not going to get used to us because we're biking in areas where cars are not used to seeing people biking.
This is BNN News. We're talking about healthy and safe bicycling with Mary Bovenzi of the Boston Public Health Commission and Vivian Ortiz of the Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition. Mary, this is a campaign that's trying to get us to think, at least those of us who haven't tried it, to think differently about biking. So what kind of a message are you crafting?
Yeah, so the campaign is a partnership between the Commission and the Boston Transportation Department and all of our Let's Get Healthy Boston organizations. And our goal is to show that there's lots of different reasons that people choose to bike. So when you'll take a look at our ads, the messages say, they're very positive messages that I bike to work. I bike to the farmers markets, I bike to the tea. And what we're hoping is that people will see them and think, oh, I could do that. I could bike to do an errand, or I could, maybe not drive my car one day and bike, or using a bike might be faster than taking a T in many of our neighborhoods. So we're hoping, that it grows that awareness, and then on the other side, the awareness for everyone in the community that bicyclists are out there and are choosing to be out there, and we want to share the road.
Vivian, what about the health part of this? Do you notice any difference? As far as your health, how you feel?
Yeah, I feel so much better. I really, really do. Just being out there, we're very lucky that we have a bike path that's very close to where I live. The Neponset River is right behind my house, and the path is being extended right now. So one of the things that we're working on with the Healthy Community Champions that we have in Mattapan is to get our community to get ready so that when it opens up, we're on our bikes and we're actually walking out there as well. So it's active transit in both ways, but this campaign is really working on bikes. We talk to people, they have bikes. They're just afraid afraid to ride on their bikes because of the fact that they're afraid to get on the road. They haven't ridden their bikes in a while. So we're working on get your bikes out, come out, do a community ride with us. We have community rides every other Sunday that leave from Mattapan Station to get folks excited and ready to be able to join us on the path.
And if you're in Mattapan, in one direction you can go to Reedville along the river, and in the other direction you could go where? To Kennedy Library, South Boston? And
You're able to do that. We were 2 Sundays ago. We started out, we were only going from Mattapan Station over to Pope John Paul in Dorchester, and we were like, that wasn't long enough, and we ended up riding all the way to Castle Island and coming back.
Yeah.
So.
Mary, what about the health benefits as far as what the Public Health Commission knows here? I mean, barring collisions, which is a step in the wrong direction, but for the great majority of people, how does it work?
Yeah, it's great physical activity to be on a bike, and Boston. I think many people struggle with getting enough physical activity into their day, and physical activity rates are down a bit, and obesity rates are up in many places, including many of our neighborhoods. So we really see the community bicycling promotion as a way to promote more physical activity in a way that's really feasible for many residents.
Vivian, of course, one of the other things I've noticed, mainly from walking, is that there are trips I make that are not very quick in the car, not because they're far away, but because traffic is so bad.
That's why I choose to not own a car. So being able to get on a bike or walking, the stress level, for me at least, is really diminished. Whenever I am in a car, I feel that. But also for us, the just getting to know each other. When you're on a bike and you see a person passing you, when we were doing that bike ride, there were some young guys that were passing us in the other direction, and it was like, come with us, turn around, come join us. And now they find out about all the things that we're doing in Mattapan to increase biking within our community. So it's a way to get to know each other. You see each other face to face. When you're in a car, you don't have an opportunity to talk to other people. So.
Mary, what about the safety? Because I remember even just growing up as a kid, I wanted to have fun, but I made some terrible mistakes because I didn't know how to avoid hitting a car.
Yeah. I mean, the safety, it is a concern, and it's definitely something that everybody needs to address and keep in mind. We recommend that all riders wear helmets as like a basic piece. And you also want to learn how to ride on the road and be comfortable riding on the road. And I think that's what Vivian was speaking to, with riding with other people in a group kind of helps build that comfortableness. And
of course, we can also put in the mix that there are more bike sharing opportunities that people can find out about as well. So for more details, Mary, what's the best place to look for this online?
BostonBikes.org, which is the City of Boston's biking website, has details about the campaign, about many programs, including group rides and classes that you can take. There's information on Hubway, which is the bike share system that we also promote, and Hubway offers these great $5 memberships to low-income residents. So you can join there, and then come out and ride with us.
Thank you both very much, Mary Bovenzi and Vivian Ortiz.